All right, this week on Manic Mechanic, I said I wasn't going to do another talking head, that I was going to start working on the Ranchero, but as you can see, the Ranchero is covered in crap. Right now we're in the middle of a move, so it's going to be a problem where that's concerned. And when we get the move done, it may be a little while yet. But never fear, the Ranchero is on its way back. Now, what I'm talking about this week is something I saw on Facebook, on the Vintage Mustang group. There were people talking about paint and what you should do with it. And I am going to tell you my opinion on paint. If you don't like my opinion, leave a comment in the section below. If you do like my opinion, please put that down there as well. Right after the break.
Restoration of a classic Ford is a journey of discovery. Let Autocrafters help you with yours. We offer quality parts for Falcon, Fairlane, F-Series, Galaxy, Maverick, and Pinto. Contact us today.
All right, I was on a Vintage Mustang group the other day on Facebook. Now I'm going to get a little bit here about Facebook. I understand a lot of people don't like Facebook, and I get that because there's a lot of things that Facebook does that I'm not really crazy about. But I hate to say this, a lot of the car clubs are now on Facebook. The Galaxy Club has something on there, the Fairlane Club, and there are a number of even subgroups below that. There's even one that breaks it off into Gran Torino Sports in a Facebook group. So you have those out there as an outlet to ask questions, and that's exactly what happened here. A guy had a 68.5 Mustang, 428 Cobra Jet, and he wanted to know if he should change the color on the car back to the original gold on gold. I have to admit, not my favorite color combination, but I'm going to talk about that in just a second. So, with that combination, it's not just Mustangs that this happens to. You can have a Fairlane, a Galaxy, a Maverick, whatever, and if it's a rare enough car, you might not want to change that color from the original, and I'll tell you why. The reason for that is that there are these things called Marty Reports, and if you have a car built after 1966, you can find out exactly what that car originally came with, right down to the sidewall of the tires. If it's a white sidewall tire or a raised white letter, that's on the Marty Report. Marty Reports are a great way to find out about a car that you have or a car that you're planning on buying. And I would recommend, if you get one that's built after 1966, pick up a Kevin Marty Report. He also has them back into the Thunderbirds and some of that other stuff that's earlier. Unfortunately, the 65 and 6 Mustangs kind of got left out because Ford kindly threw those away before Lois Eminger could get into them. Now, if you guys want to hear a story about Lois Eminger and what all that happened with Marty Auto Works, I can tell you that story, but I'm not going there today because we ain't got that kind of time. So, what we're talking about is this car. Now, that's just not this car. This is my opinion on rare cars. I'm going to caveat it by saying this. If you have a 68.5 with a 289 and a C4, it's pretty much open season. Most people don't really care what you do or don't do to that 68 Mustang Fastback, unless we're talking about one with a 428 Cobra Jet or even a 390 S code. Anytime you get into the rarer cars like a 67 with a hypo in it, the 289 hypo, or you get into a case where you've got a, say, a Fairlane hardtop that's a 428 Cobra Jet and not a Cobra, if that's a thing, you have a very rare car. And the best thing you can do for your pocketbook is to put that sucker right back to the original color, even if it's like pea green with a red interior. Honestly, especially if it's pea green with a red interior. Right now in the market, a lot of guys out there are looking for the weird. These guys that have been in the hobby for years and years and years, they're not looking for a red outside with black guts. They're looking for that gold with gold interior on whatever it is. They're looking for a car that's red with a blue interior. They want the oddball stuff. And if you can back that up with a Marty Report, even better. The car will actually value out better with the oddball interior now than it would have years ago. Years ago, you would have been better off to change the interior color. But now, because most of us have gotten old and jaded, I hate to say it, but we're looking for the oddball crap because we've seen everything else. We're like a bunch of Romans at a Roman party. We've eaten all the grapes. We've eaten all the bananas. We want something different. So, if you have a car that is a high value car, and those are the cars like the the 428 Cobra Jets, the 390S codes, if you've got a car that is a 67 with a hypo in it that shouldn't have a hypo in that car, like a 67 station wagon. If that station wagon is white with a purple interior, you leave the sucker white with a purple interior and you'll be better off in the long run. Ford didn't do purple interiors. It's just an example, so don't get excited about what I just said in that realm. So the bottom line on it all is, from my point of view, if you have a rare car, and rare meaning, I'm not talking about the one-of-one stuff that a lot of guys say from their Marty Reports. I'm talking about rare ones because it has a special engine package like a 428 Cobra Jet, or it's something that was built by a specialty manufacturer like Tasca Ford, and it's a specialty built Fairlane from Tasca. Those kind of cars should be taken back to a dead nuts original in order to retain their value. Now I'm going to get back to the guy with the 428 Cobra Jet Fastback. The car is a different color. He did not state what color the car was, but the car, as I said, on the Marty Report that he has, says that it's gold with a gold interior. My advice to him was to take the car back to the original color, because as I said, it's just worth a lot more money as an original car, even if it doesn't have the original engine, because Lord knows people are taking those things out back in the day and beating the snot out of them, just tearing them up. That's because that's what people did, you know? Anyway, that's all I've got for this week. We are going to be probably a little short again because, like I said, we are in the middle of moving our studio. We haven't even secured the other studio space, but we need to get this house that we're living in on the market. So we're going to be short possibly for a little while longer, possibly doing things in other places. And if I keep saying possibly, y'all are going to just quit watching. Heck, you may have already stopped already. But possibly what you should do in that light is to go out and check out our Patreon account at the $10 a month level. You get monthly meetings with me on Zoom. And with that, you also get tech on a monthly basis. We're going to start that up here very soon. We've just hired a person part-time to come in and help me with the workload around here. So I'm going to do that for my Patreon guys. Thank you for doing what you do for us around here. Because of you, we're going to be able to have that guy on board and have him start doing stuff for us. It's Andrew Medlin. He's been here for a while. Now he's coming on as a part-time employee for me. Thanks to our patrons, the guys who support the show on a monthly basis. Also, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe to the channel, click that bell for notification. If you do not click the bell, you will not be notified of anything that I do because YouTube just doesn't care. I mean, they care in a larger sense, but as far as specifics, not so much. Also, finally, and all, do me a favor, like each other, love on each other, treat each other nice. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you on down the road. I'm gonna go get a shower. I'm gonna soak in a bath, maybe even, like bubbles and maybe some candles. Have my wife rub my nasty feet. I'm really tired. It's been a long day.